guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Tiara, and this video will focus on my career goals in the social work field and just the work field in general for myself. So, as many of you know, if you saw my last social work video, I was working as a foster care case manager at a private agency. So I worked alongside of social services, a lot of the school systems, court systems, and a lot of other community-based programs in the area. As you all know, I am working toward my doctorate of education, and when I wrote out my, career path and education goals and everything this time around, because initially, like when I went to undergrad and grad school, I didn't really have a plan for myself, but now I do, and that plan is to teach at the college level. And so, okay, let me backtrack because I'm getting ahead of myself. But when I wrote down those goals, I said to myself, Tiara, you need to transition to a school system, because although you are a social worker, I feel like you need to go ahead and transition so that you'll have that school experience under your belt when it is time for you to go get a job as a professor. I can get a job as an adjunct professor now as with my MSW, but I want to kind of know what I'm doing and know more about education when I become a professor, which is why I'm getting my doctorate in education, because I want to do it the right way. So I decided that I wanted to finish my EDS, which I will be finished with in March, and then I would transition into the school system as a school social worker for the 2017-18 school year. So there was a job that came available at a local school district, and my friend was telling me, like, just apply for it, just apply. And I'm like, no, because I don't think I'll qualify right now. I need more education courses, and I may need an internship before I can get the position. But I did end up applying, and luckily enough, I landed the position as a school social worker. So I will have 3 schools that I'll be working out of, 2 elementary schools and 1 middle school. And I had to leave my foster kids and my other co-workers. And now I understand a little bit why people get stuck at their jobs and stuff like that and end up retiring at the job they first started at, because it is change is hard, and it is kind of hard to leave what you are used to and the co-workers that you've built relationships with, and then start new relationships with new co-workers. Then you have the concern of not meshing with the new group of people that you work with, but whatever, gotta do what I have to do. God is on my side, so I know I'll be okay. So moving forward, I plan to work as a school social worker. I don't know, I'll be working directly out of the school board office, so I don't know if I will end up becoming a superintendent, a principal, or just over, special education services once I finish my degree, or sooner, because clearly this goal happened sooner than I expected. But at least I have my foot in the door now, and I'm so very excited about that. I know when I first went to get my master's in social work, my first year in grad school, I actually worked in a school in an inner city area. It was very difficult, for lack of a better term. The population was very hard to work with, but it kind of molded me and prepared me for a lot of what I was going to deal with in this field. So leaving that school, that internship, I told myself, I'm not trying to work in a school system. But now, having worked in other positions in the field, I know, I feel that a school schedule is more concrete. It's more feasible for a young parent or a parent in general, having those holidays and stuff like that, not having to worry about having to drive to work in the snow when you have snow days and stuff like that. So I feel that it is feasible for me to be in a school system, and I believe that it also provides me with longevity and the opportunity to retire from an actual job. The jobs that I was getting in the field, my treatment foster care job, it was through a private agency, so it wasn't through DSS. So I didn't have the security of knowing, like, okay, one day I can retire from this job. I didn't have that. And before that, I worked for a day treatment company, same thing. Before that, I worked for a group home, same thing. Like, you're not going to retire from this job and have that blanket to know, like, that everything is going to be okay, to be able to kick your feet up and know, like, okay, I retired. So even if I decide to, I guess, move on from a school social work position, my foot is in the door now, so I can still, work part-time as a social worker in the school system while being a professor at a college or something like that. So just knowing that I have that security there is wonderful to me. Another thing that I noticed, that I know now, working in certain fields in social work, they did tell me in college, but I didn't understand it until I actually got there. So yes, experience is the best teacher in the field of social work. It's so stressful, guys, like worrying about someone else's life. Like, you have your own life, your own family to worry about, but in many of the jobs that you will take as a social worker, you're going to be worried about another human being's life, another human being's well-being and emotional state. And it really, really, really takes a toll on you. I know with my past job, I was on call about every 3 weeks, meaning that once I got home from work, my phone could ring at any hour, at any moment, and I would have to go respond to whatever the call, required. So I may have to go to the hospital, I may have to go to the police station, I may have to go to one of the homes that I worked with or whatever. So just knowing that, and I didn't receive a call every week, but just knowing that my phone doesn't really belong to me right now, like, it can ring at any moment, and I have to go. I have to leave my daughter at the dinner table with daddy and leave the house like that. It was just really stressful. So I don't have to do that now. My hours will be pretty much concrete, school hours. And I'm very excited for that. So I just wanted to come up here and share that information with you all. Just some more tips, I guess, on what to look forward to when you graduate. Because I know a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel are currently in college. Guys, please, I cannot stress to you enough to do some research on what you want to do and make sure it's actually what you want to do. And it's okay. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to take a job that you don't want to stay at, and it's okay. You're going to figure it out. Not saying that my last job was a job that I didn't want to stay at, because I really loved my last job, and out of all of the other jobs that I've had in this field, that was like the most ethical private agency that I worked at. So I really did respect my old job. So just to let you guys know a little bit more about the school social worker's role, if you guys don't know. So basically, a social worker, you work with people with emotional disabilities, behavioral concerns. In a school setting, you'll be most likely looking at those children with those emotional and behavioral concerns, and also considering their social concerns in the school setting. So you want to kind of figure out how the child is doing socially with the teacher, with the other students in the classroom. You also want to look at the student's environment. So not just the school environment, but their home environment, their community environment, and how all of those factors are playing a role in how they adapt and interact with others. So I may do, social groups to assist students in the classroom. I may also work with pregnant teens. Of course, we all know that there's a lot of stigma around that population. So to kind of protect them and prepare them as much as possible for what their life is about to be, I could, provide extra services to them, refer them out to other services in the community that could be supportive to them and their family during this huge change and adjustment. I also participate in IEP meetings, doing kind of the same thing, providing insight to the other professionals who participate in IEP meetings on the individual. That child is an individual, so their personal characteristics, their strengths, their interests, what makes them them. So their environmental factors and their family makeup and the supports that they have in school and out of school, their social skills. I'll be providing that information in the IEP meetings so that a definitive decision can be made around the services that the school will be providing. Another thing that the school social worker is responsible for is working with students who are truants, meaning that they're not attending school regularly, coming up with a plan for those students, and sometimes the social worker also has to bring those parents and students before the court because kids have to go to school. If you guys don't know what a school social worker does, I hope that kind of explains to you a little bit more what my role will be. I did have a lot of this experience as a foster care case manager, which is another reason why I was able to transition into the school system. I hope this video helps someone. If you have any other questions or need other advice that I am able to offer, please leave a comment in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video or videos like this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in my next one. Thanks. Bye.